I think the positive outlook thing is that's more like a way to live your life. You know, like you can't be thinking negatively. It'll affect you really badly.
Welcome into episode 6 of Livin Large with Mark Dohner. Welcome into the podcast, episode 6 of Livin Large.
Livin Large.
What an intro, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. And you guys can listen to the podcast exclusively on the app CastBox every Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the morning, followed up by a noon posting on my YouTube channel. Today's guests, plural, for the first time ever having 2 guests, the British lads, Life of Dillon. Introduce yourselves.
Hello, hello, hello.
What's good, people?
David. This is Joe.
And we are Life of Dillon.
Yeah.
You guys are a musical duo. Thank you for doing that little harmony with me. I tried to participate, guys. A little backstory on these guys. They actually produced and co-wrote my very first song, Does Your Mama Know? When you strike a pose, you ain't too camera shy. And Joe, you came up with the melody, right?
I can't remember, dude. That was a while ago, but you know,
I feel
ideas
like I
of
took the
floating
melody on
and
that one. I'm going to fucking throw that one out there.
I don't know. Ideas are floating around. You know, we're bouncing off each other. It's a bit of everything.
It was a fun process, guys, I gotta say. And you guys have a really crazy story. We'll touch on a lot of the things because your journey from London. The last episode I had my buddy Johannes on, and he's from Austria. So you got European after European.
Killing it.
Little bit different story for both of you guys since you guys are in music. But you guys just released an EP called MIA. What does that stand for? Missing in Action?
Correct.
That's what I thought it stood for. How'd you come up with that concept?
That's actually one of the oldest songs concepts that we've had. It's about 4 years old, that song.
That song, MIA?
Yeah. So it started out with us just writing a hook. It was just a chorus, and we had it over these, like, the beat was like blunk 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 with military drums.
Okay.
So we just took a military term, MIA. You
Oh,
and
yeah,
made it
okay.
into like a love song.
How does that song start? You guys, was this what you were rehearsing earlier?
No,
Oh, that's something different.
that was something different. That's an old school Nigerian song.
Let me hear this. Give me some vocals. Give the vocals some people. Give the people some vocals.
Our government battle, that no one give ghetto man job. Oh. Oh my God, oh. If a ghetto man no get work, my brother now how we go take survive. Our government battle, that no one give ghetto man job. Oh. Oh my God, oh. If a ghetto man no get work, my brother now how we go take survive. Oh.
Woo!
Very nice.
That's not our song, but we love that song, man.
What was that English?
That's Pidgin English.
What does that mean?
It's like it's a mixture between English and local languages in West Africa.
In West Africa. So
Yeah.
that's your heritage,
I'm
right? West Africa.
Nigerian and English.
But you were born where?
Brazil.
But you're not Brazilian.
No.
Do you speak Portuguese?
A little bit, like, not. I wouldn't say I speak Portuguese, but when I go there, it sort of just comes back to me. It's
How long did you
weird.
live in
It's,
Brazil?
6 years.
Oh, wow.
But my first 6 years, so it's deep in there, but I can't really access it. Like,
Right,
I
right.
wish I could.
So you lived first 6 years in Brazil. What about you, David?
England. I'm English.
Born and
through
bred
and through.
English lad.
Yeah.
What's your favorite English muffin?
I'm a blueberry muffin kind of guy.
Blueberry muffin. Yeah. I gotta say, I like the blueberry. I like the chocolate chip. So you guys met where? In London, I'm assuming, since you both have the British accents.
Not in London.
We
No.
met in a place called Sandwich.
Sandwich?
Which is about 10 minutes from where I live and grew up. And it was a boarding school. So I was a day student and Joe was a boarder.
What does that mean? What is a boarding school?
Like, I lived at school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you call it over here?
Is this college? Are you talking about?
No, high school.
No,
High
high
school,
school, yeah.
yeah.
Do you have that over here?
I think, yeah. I don't know. I didn't know that they were called boarding schools because they're not that popular for.
Right.
I had like a private school, like an academy. We kind of called it.
Yeah.
But that's
Essentially where parents send their kids to go to school.
got it. Okay. And did you guys go to study music?
No,
No.
it was like high school, so you learn.
We studied everything.
Yeah.
You know, just like regular school kids, chemistry, biology, English lit, all of that.
Right. So
Music.
just normal school.
Yeah.
Right.
So how from there did you decide? Hey, let's do music together. How did you get
Well,
into
we were
music?
16 and we all had hobbies, I suppose, and ours was making music. So pretty much from the jump, probably the first couple of weeks we met, he sung, I play guitar, so it was kind of that sort of a match from the beginning. And you know, after numerous hours after school of, you know, just mucking around, I went to London to meet his brothers, and we sort of started taking it a little bit more seriously. And you know, we're like 17, 18 at that point. But it was always just a hobby. I think we always thought like, okay, we're gonna have to get real jobs at some point. You know, Joe studied law at university. I studied engineering, and after university, we were like, you know what? Let's just give this music thing a go. And
so yeah, so talk a little bit about that. Like, so you started off on the guitar. Joe, how did you get into singing? Because you have a very angelic, high-pitched voice.
Oh, thank you. Man, I remember being 4 years old and just loving music from that young age. There was always music in my house. A lot of Michael Jackson. That's my favorite of all time. You know, so,
like Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, the Jackson 5 are great too, but like I was a Michael Jackson fan. So I don't know. I had musical brothers. Both my brothers sang as well or made music in some form or another. Music's playing in the house. Obviously, you soak up what's around you.
Right.
You know, but for me, one of my big influences was this movie with Whoopi Goldberg. Do you remember Sister Act?
No.
So it's that movie where she pretends to be a nun and she goes to this school and basically teaches these kids how to sing, these ghetto kids.
Okay.
And it's just like musically really solid and really great. And that movie inspired me to really like, I like music. You know, I like the way it sounds. I like the way people come together and, you know, what they can do with that. So that inspired me from a young age. And I guess just I knew my passion. That's
right.
it, you know?
So here's a question I have. So you have these two brothers. One's a producer, one's a singer.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you want to start a band with David when you had two brothers?
I tell you what, man. My brothers never took me seriously.
Okay.
When it came to music, I wasn't the talented.
Are you the youngest brother?
I'm the youngest.
Okay.
I wasn't the talented one in the family. You know, my eldest brother was the most talented, and my middle brother, he was the producer, so he wanted to work with the most talented.
Right.
Not me. So I always ended up trying to be part of the sessions, trying to get in there and make music with my two brothers, but like they really worked more together, you know. And my eldest brother ended up getting a record deal and having top 10 hits in the UK and all of that. And because my other brother had produced all of his records, there was a chain reaction where you become successful. It's like, well, you're going to become successful too. You're going to get your deals because you produced all of that shit. And am I allowed to say that on?
Yeah, you can swear.
All right, cool. So I was kind of left behind and just doing my own thing. But I went to school with David. Me and my brothers didn't go to the same schools.
Right.
So
what's the age gap on you and your brothers?
Just 1 year between me and my middle brother, and then 3 years between me and.
Okay, so you guys are pretty close in age.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're all like this, very much the same people, and at the same time completely different. I feel that's in part due to the fact that like we lived in different countries at different times and went to different schools, and you know.
Right.
So me and David ended up making music together because I suppose that was God's plan. You know, I don't think
Drake. Shout out Drake.
I love that song. But that wasn't. We weren't trying to be a band. We were trying to be songwriters.
We all did our own thing.
Oh, okay.
Each one of us did our own thing. Like Rob had his own band. Al had his older brother had his own thing. I was doing my own thing. Joe was doing his own thing. Like it wasn't really.
Did it start off more so as a hobby? Was it like, hey, let's just get together, let's try to do some shit together? Did you have side jobs working, or was it always like full commitment? Let's make music.
Yeah. Once we came out of university, we had sort of like student loan money left over.
Right.
And we were like, yeah, fuck getting a job. Like let's just focus on music. So we gave it a good couple of years where we really went hard. We were making songs after songs after songs, and we were getting a lot of we were getting knocked down at every pretty much opportunity we had. It's not good enough. Doesn't sound right. This song's, you wouldn't believe that Overload we sang on something else, and they were like, it's too urban. We don't like it. Blah, blah, you're
and then Overload ended up being your first major hit.
Right.
Like 23 million plays on Spotify right now.
Well, the problem is that it's all objective. It's also,
right.
So it's like one yes is another man's no, and 100 no's. You only need the one yes to take it a little bit further. So. Yeah, we just kept going. We knew that if we were the hardest working people in the room and we would keep making music, at some point someone would have to notice.
Yeah, and who did notice?
So we got to a point where we couldn't live in the same place at the time. We weren't making any money. We didn't have anything coming in. Getting pressures from, you know, parental figures to get jobs and, you know, that kind of type of stuff. And we had a few months to go. So we started really like emailing as many managers, record labels, whatever we could, you know, sort of find online. And eventually there was a guy, Adam Alpert, we emailed, and he got back to us almost straight away and loved everything we had.
And Adam Alpert, he's with Disruptor, which is with Epic.
Yeah,
he also manages the Chainsmokers as well.
Disruptor's, it's not with Epic, it's underneath Sony.
Underneath Sony, okay.
Yeah, so we're on Disruptor and Epic Records. They have
a joint venture?
No, not a joint venture. they have a partnership of sorts.
Okay.
His joint venture's with Sony, who's one of the major, there's 3 major labels.
Okay.
Sony, Universal,
Capitol.
Warner's.
Which one's Capitol?
It's his own.
So guys, music industries, when I first started making music with you guys, I learned a lot about the music industry, and I think a lot of people, let's talk about this before we get any deeper, how complicated the music industry is. So you guys have a manager,
right.
You guys have a label,
a record label,
and you have agents,
yep, and we have a publisher,
and you have a publisher,
yeah,
and then obviously you have,
and then your other thing,
directors, all that stuff for music videos.
Well, only if you only pull them in for certain songs, projects, whatever. But those are your main. And
then every time you make a song, there's publishing, then there's master. What talk about that? What is publishing? What is master? So people out there that are making music that eventually, hey, they have to sign a record deal or they write a song with someone that they have to run into.
So the publishing is the underlying composition. It's the words that you wrote, the melody, the chords, the notes that you would write on sheet paper, you know, if you were going to notate it out. But the master is the actual recording.
Okay.
It's the actual thing that you produced, that you created in the studio.
Like if you had a CD, the CD would be
the master.
Right.
So you can create a new master of the same song. You know, take a really popular song that's probably been recorded 1,000,000 times over or whatever, you know. But you can never rewrite it. The publishing is what was
so a cover, essentially, you would own the master, but the publishing is
exactly
the actual written song. So
yes.
And basically in a song, guys, has 2 100% is how I'm describing it. You have the master, you have the publishing. So for example, say a movie wants to use your song in their movie, they'll pay you a publishing fee, they'll pay you a master fee. The publishing fee keeps recouping, right?
Yeah,
and then the master fee is a one-time fee.
Is a licensing fee. Yeah.
A licensing fee. Hey, let's use this. And then the publishing is like however many plays the movie gets or the commercial gets. Then you residuals, royalties. Yeah. Talk about signing a record deal. What does that look like? So you guys come out here to America, you sign a record deal. Does that involve upfront money? Is that you have to pay that money back? Yeah. How do you live here, you know?
We were very lucky. I mean, we're probably one of the few people that come from England. You know, it's usually you start somewhere, you make a bit of noise, and you attract some, you know, some sort of. But we had nothing. We had just music, songs on songs, and we sent these songs to a bunch of people, and they offered us a record deal.
Was this still when you were trying to just be songwriters, or did you want to be Life of Dyllon?
No, so we were just trying to be songwriters.
So you were sending these songs off to, for example, Adam Alpert, saying, "Hey, here's some songs. Does any of you guys want these?"
So it's weird.
We'd switched at that point.
Yeah.
Okay. At that point,
we'd pretty much written.
We'd spent 8 months writing songs. We'd made a lot of music in that time, but we only wanted to be songwriters. And then at that point, we were staying in my mum's house, and my mum came home and was like, "What are you guys doing? You have a law degree, you have an engineering degree, and who the fuck is that dude? You all need to get the fuck out." Right? That was pretty much
like the YMCA's house. We were just having random people staying all the time.
There were a lot of people staying in my house. You know? So we were showing a bit of tough love. And at that moment, we were like, fuck it. Like, let's just try to do something.
Right,
you know, we had a bunch of songs and we put them together. And we were like, we made it a faceless band with, you know, hence our logo and Life of Dyllon. Like, people always ask us, who's Dyllon? It was a faceless thing to begin with that we just put up on YouTube. And then, you know, those are always the ones that go, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's what got all the attention and all the love, and that was what happened, and that got us out here, you know. But those first initial songs were all songs that we wrote as songwriters to pitch.
Right.
Like he mentioned earlier, Overload was a song we were pitching to DJs. You know, we were trying to just make money as songwriters and stay behind the scenes, and then And then we got the opportunity to put it out as an artist, and
we were like,
that's-
you mean you're going to pay us to sing these songs and travel the
Right.
world? Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll take
Right.
that. Yeah, we'll go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys have been out here for how long?
We've been out in America for about 3 years, on and off, but 2.5 years permanently.
And then you guys came out with a song called American Girl.
Mhm.
How did you come up with that? Because it's like, I talked about Johannes to him about the visa situation and how hard it is to come to America and pursue this career.
Right.
Basically, when you came here, what'd you have? You had a visa for 3 years, and then you wrote the song with 2 years left.
Nah, you know, that song was actually, that chorus was part of a rap that I wrote. I was just having fun, you know, and I took a quarter of the verse and then sang it. And the rest of it was kind of like a satire. I mean, having fun, but almost satirizing the political climate in this country. You know, like, we all watch the news and see what's going on, and
Yeah.
it's a joke, you know, this whole wall situation that never happened, and
Right.
everybody, you know, and it's just ridiculous. So, like, it's a fun song, but there's a little bit of subtext in there.
Got it,
you know?
okay.
They can build these walls between us, but they can't stop people dreaming. Like, it's a slight jab at,
Right.
you know, just touching on the topic, you know. So
Yeah, and I think it
Yeah.
speaks volume too to you guys, because you know you guys have had your own struggles, and you know, and it's like in one of your recent songs, what's the lyric that you guys just had that artist make? Something about giving it up to get it all. You got to give it all.
to get it all, you got to give it all up.
That's on MIA. That's our latest song that's just come out.
And I want to talk because to me, you guys, and I like working with you guys because you guys are genuine people. You're authentic. I think the music industry has kind of turned into who has the best personality, who has the best face tattoos,
Yeah, right.
who is the craziest person out there, who can come up with the, you know, like a lot of the music right now doesn't really, in my opinion, send a message. It's just like talking about
Yeah.
drugs, alcohol, fucking bitches,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it may be. How does that make you feel as artists who are very authentic, very genuine, writing about real life struggles that you guys go through, relatable things, and you see someone like, you know, 6ix9ine and Lil Pump popping off?
The thing is, music like that is you know, it's very it's short term. You get your fix, you
Right.
know, and it's very saturated because there's so much of it just coming at you. So you're almost forced to consume it. You know, we're trying really hard to put quality music out with quality lyrics that we really think about a lot, and melodies. And our view on that is, you know, at some point, yeah, sure, people are into the stuff that's like a drug. It's like a quick fix. It's like cocaine, you know, whatever. But our music is more like it's music to give you life, you know, for longer. And when people start thinking about life and they've got questions, they need some answers, that's when they'll start listening to music like ours, you know, because it really means something. There's something deeper than just, you know, I'm a fuck you bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Well, that's why I like you guys.
Can I
and
just
that's-
add to that? Like,
Yeah.
I think there's a time and a place for that music. Like, I like ignorant music sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Of course,
we live in a world now where it's not, you don't get rewarded actually for having quality music necessarily. It's the biggest currency now is attention.
Of course, and that's
That's
what I'm
what
saying.
it
It's
is.
personality driven. It's like
Yeah.
who's like Cardi B. She's crazy on her Instagram, and 6ix9ine. There's the stuff they say, the way they act.
they're all sprinters, you know, but we're marathon racers. So
Right.
we're
I
gonna
like
be
that perspective.
we're gonna be here in 5 years making the same stuff. We're gonna be in 10 years, even if it takes longer to build a bigger community, a bigger fan base, whatever it is. We just want to share our work, you know.
Have you ever thought about doing something like that? Have you ever been like
Some quick fix
almost
stuff.
trapped into the quick fix? Like,
Yeah.
God, all these guys are getting this attention. Like, how do you stay true to yourself instead of coming out with some shit like that?
I watched an interview with Jay-Z where I'm just gonna quote him, you know, in
Yeah.
different words, but he was just like, it's like stocks. Music is like stocks, and right now we have a hot stock, and that's this mumble rap bullshit. But you gotta keep betting on your stock. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you
right.
can't just jump from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. You need to stay in your lane, stay true to yourself, and then build your own fan base. Like, for all those people doing that stuff, that's cool, man. I'm happy for them, and I like some of that stuff sometimes, you know. But that's not. I can't carry that. I'm not trying to do that. You know.
You're not trying to put on the front.
That's nah.
If you
That
guys
wouldn't
can't tell,
work.
they're very gentle spoken and soft spoken.
The thing is, you can manipulate, you know, through production to make it fit sort of the current climate of what sounds are working. And that's how you make people feel like they understand it. You know, like your parents probably think differently of the drum beats that we listen to today. You know, you play them a Bruce Springsteen song and they'll be like, that's our shit.
Yo guys, I interrupt this episode to let you know that this episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that brings all these fresh ingredients straight to your front door, and then you can actually cook them and have the pleasure of having a home cooked meal, guys, in under 30 minutes. It's absolutely amazing. I actually do it myself and have Kylie cook all of these meals for me, and they are terrific. You don't have to worry about going to the grocery store week in and week out, finding ingredients and even coming up with recipes. They have several options on there. You guys can choose from the classic, the veggie, and the family style, and they'll hook you up, guys. It comes out to like $10 per serving, and you can save a lot of money because you know, me and Kylie, we used to eat out a lot, but now that we have this, we save so much money because, as I said, it's only $10 per serving, whereas when we go out in LA, we'd be spending $40 a person for 2 people, and that can get pretty expensive at 3 times a day. And I'm hooking you guys up, guys. I'm giving you guys $60 off, and that's $20 off your first 3 boxes, which is, you know, like receiving 6 meals free, or 50% off 3 boxes. If you guys go to HelloFresh.com/large60 and enter the promo code large60, as I said, $60 off for you guys. Hook yourselves up with some fresh cooked stuff. You guys can cook it up to have the pleasure of having a home cooked meal sitting around the table with your family, courtesy of Livin Large and HelloFresh, guys. Back to the podcast. You know, it's crazy because it's September, and I was obviously listening to September. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so crazy the shift in how music has come. Like, even from, and it's funny because I'm like, I came up on Eminem and 50 Cent and stuff, and then Eminem drops this like diss album and then like talks shit about like Lil Pump, Lil Xan, all these guys in this new generation. But then you think about it and it's like, my parents hated the fact that I listened to Eminem and 50 Cent. They were like, damn, this what is this shit you're listening to? So I think it's still, Eminem was that guy that kind of was like hated by parents of my generation, and now it's like Eminem's hates the music that's coming on now, but it's like a little bit of a like, okay, like you were that guy at one point in your life, so now you're hating on these guys. What did you think about the whole Eminem diss track coming out and then like MGK responding?
Yo, I loved that album. I'm not gonna lie.
I love the one with Joyner Lucas.
I was like, some quality.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired of hearing
Yeah.
and everyone sounds the same.
Yeah.
Everybody sounds the same,
I mean,
apart from a few.
Yeah, the music's gone through like the same, like even Drake when he started doing like the island sounds, and then everybody was doing that, like everyone was like dun 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 dun.
Yeah. I mean,
that same drum pattern.
I mean, I'm just for like people that have real art and a style. Like Drake has a style. I feel like he invented. You know, Eminem has a style. You can, you know, it's Eminem without even seeing his face. You know his voice. You know his flow. So I respect that stuff. I like it. I don't like a lot of the what's happening in the music industry today, which is everybody's trying to sound like everybody else.
Right, auto-tune.
Yeah. Well, not just auto-tune, the triplet flow, the mumble shit, like
You could take 10 artists out there right now in the top 10, like, you know, US global charts, and it would sound like one album. You know, from Travis Scott to Future to all of these other guys, 6ix9ine, Lil Pump, whatever. They literally could go back to back on a song, put one album out, and someone would go, "Oh, who's this new artist?" You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the album though. I like the fact that he was dissing everyone if entertainment, man.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like rap was getting interesting again.
Yeah, it wasn't really rap. I mean, he like J. Cole's the only like rapper, Kendrick Lamar.
And you know, like there's something to be said for the fact that like people aren't going at each other. Like people shouldn't necessarily be tearing each other down all the time, which I feel is like something that our generation grew up on. Everyone was tearing each other down, especially 50 Cent. He was just a, you know, that guy, and he's kind of still is, you know, but like it makes it entertaining, you know, like I'm just here with my popcorn watching. I'm not getting involved, but I'm watching, you know.
What inspires a lot of your guys' music? So one of your, a few, I like a lot, like all your songs. A few of my favorites are Focus, Only Fools Fall in Love, Sex for Breakfast. Talk about Only Fools Fall in Love, because that's one that's on your recent EP.
On EP. Yeah, we started that with a friend of ours, Tom Higginson from the Plain White Tees. You know Plain White Tees?
I've heard of them.
Hey, there, Delilah.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty.
Hey, sing it.
Do I know that fucking
Sing
song?
it.
Of
Yeah.
course I know that song.
You know, get this. We walk in his house and we got a session together and we're looking around and we're like, yo, this is a fucking big house, like little mansion type shit. And out in Malibu. And he looks at us and he goes, one song, boys. One song. We were just inspired from that. We were like, all right, let's write one song. Let's get
That's nuts.
Let's get one hit out.
Yeah,
He
because
has
you
one
think
song. One
you,
song
everyone
catches
knows
on.
that song. You hit one hit,
And
and
we've bumped into him a few times. He's still on tour, still off of that song, you know, which
That's
has
insane.
carried a career for him.
so with,
that's what we're talking about, quality.
Yeah.
right. So you
quality
need that
of
one
it,
song, like,
you know.
wow, this is fucking amazing.
So we
That
Bam.
was a great
Yeah.
song. I think that song transcended.
But at the same, it goes the same thing in like YouTube. It's like you make all these videos, right? And none of them pop off, and then that one video that pops off
Yep.
gets you the eyeballs,
Yep.
and then they see the rest of your videos. So
Right.
it's
That's
like,
why you just got to hang in there.
so you need basically you need that one hit, and then they see all these other. Oh, whoa! Like,
Yeah.
where did these guys come from? I like this song, and the cool thing about it is all your guys' songs sound like you guys.
And so
sound
we'll
the
just
same.
keep putting songs out until someone takes notice.
Right.
But yeah, so we were in and just picked up a guitar, and to be honest, it was like the first thing we start fucking around with. It was like na 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 na, eh. And from that we just started building, and we didn't have a studio. We had an iPhone, and we recorded.
we were
everything.
expecting like him to have a studio.
right.
He didn't have shit. You know,
No,
he had
he
the house,
did, but it was being
like,
built. It was being
Okay.
built.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair.
We recorded our initial demo on the iPhone microphone.
Wow.
Because we didn't have anything
Yeah.
at the house, you know. But like,
Charlie Puth style.
But
Is that what he
interesting fact,
does?
we
Yeah.
used a lot of those takes because we tried to recreate this na sound.
You use it straight off the phone?
Straight off the phone. Not all of them. We layered more, but there was something that the phone does when you sing into it that compresses your voice in a way that sounds great. So we layered up all these vocals that had this sound, and someone was like, "Oh, yo, what's the effect you're using on the thing?" And we were like, "An
Just a shitty
iPhone." Like, we just recorded into an iPhone and layered up,
Yeah.
obviously, like 50
it's
of them.
it's also hard to recreate a moment. You know,
Right.
like that
Yeah.
was the take.
Yeah.
You know.
The
So-
hardest part was redoing the guitar, man. It had such a feel on the iPhone, and I would have used it, but you can hear the
Do you
click
think it
in
was
the background.
demo-itis though? You heard it like when I heard the song you guys gave me, "Does Your Mama Know?" for the first time. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, no,
and
no.
then you send me a produced version. I'm like, what the fuck
You're
is
like,
this?
fuck.
Like this kind of
Like,
sounds like shit.
It's changed. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I hope
Like
not.
because you're obviously. I mean, when I heard "Only Fool Fall in Love" for the first time, I loved it.
Yeah.
But you
You
guys,
constantly have to put yourself in the ear of the listener.
how does that feel being a creator? Because this is something I fall into. Never being able to enjoy your music for the first time.
That's
Like
a
you'll
really,
never,
that's
you'll
a good
never
point.
get to hear your song for the first time, like someone like me.
But I got to think of it. I got to come up with it.
Right, right.
But you do,
Yeah.
because, something like Sex for Breakfast, for example, we wrote in a day, produced it in a day, it was done. So by the end of the day, it was there, so
Right.
you can enjoy it. In fact, you walk away feeling great after that. So it's a slightly different feeling.
I think like the aha moment is when you're like, this is going to be a good song.
Uh-huh.
You know, and you don't know that. There's just a point in the songwriting process where you're like, this is going to be good. I know it's going to be good. And that's like the most enjoyable part, like hearing the finished
I've
thing.
always wondered this. Do you guys think when you guys make music, do you think every single song is a hit? Because I always listen to an album, right? And you have whatever they call filler songs.
Album tracks.
Why make those?
It's not that they're doing that as a creative outlet. That's
Okay.
that's their music. That's
Because
what
like
they're
you can go
trying to do.
full Pitbull on them and just
Yeah,
release hits.
after hits.
I think it comes down to like different people wanting different things. If you're a signed artist, you might be a true artist and you want to make your art. Maybe it's not the hit that's gonna like set the world on fire, but it's your art. It's true to you, and that's what some people might consider a filler song. But your label, they only want hits because for them it's a money machine.
Right.
That's all it is. Not necessarily to everybody, but to a lot of them, So a lot of artists have to balance this. Some people just aren't talented. They have one good song and they don't have any other good songs.
Right.
But that one song is going to carry the weight,
Yep.
But it just, I don't know. It depends. We don't do that.
How do you... Is that something would you rather be content with making, like happy with making a song that you truly love and you stay true to yourself, or having a song that is that hit? What would be more satisfying for you?
No, we're
Both.
Both. Well, yeah.
Can you have both?
You can.
Let's have both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I think you just got to be honest with yourself and what's to you, because like, you know, we've had songs that we felt in the past could have been great, could have been big, whatever, but for whatever reason they don't pop, they aren't marketed well, or maybe they're just not good enough. But the thing we can walk away with is knowing that we put something out that we love,
Right.
and that way it doesn't matter what happens to it. You know, we're at a point now in our life where we'll put music out, and you know what, if a lot of people don't resonate it with the same way we do, that's okay.
What do you guys draw like a lot of your writing inspiration from? Because you write songs that are relatable, you know, to other people. They're relatable to you. Is that do you draw them off of life experience? Do you put yourself in the shoes of a viewer?
I think every song is a little bit different, but the common thread is that you try to put yourself in that situation if you haven't been there, and see how would I react. So it is real at the end of the day, or it's a straight up.
So how do you come up with something? Only fools fall in love, and I fell for you. So you're calling yourself a fool.
Well, we wrote that song actually in two different sections, because originally it didn't have the "fell for you" part. We were literally just saying only fools fall in love. We were probably both at a point where we were like, this is ridiculous, we're in LA and only idiots would fall in love out here, you know, and then we were having some sort of afterthoughts that like, yo, maybe we shouldn't be dicks, like saying like, you know, why choose one when you can have all you want, you know, all that type of stuff. And we thought, let's make it a love song, you know, because I think that's really how we feel. You know, I think we were just being a little angry at the time and a little like, you know, upset about certain situations. And
I sense some relatableness in your life right now.
Yeah, and then we thought, you know, the only way that you would get that worked up about someone is if you really did fall in love with them. You know,
I think that's just the most real sentiment that anyone can put out there. Only fools fall in love. Like, why would you do that, especially at this point in our lives?
Right.
We've got so much to live for, so much to accomplish, so much to do. You know, you've never heard people say love is pain? Like, this is a real thing. If you love someone, it can be really painful. It can destroy you, actually. You know, and if it doesn't work out, you people might never speak to each other again. Right. There's all the ups and downs that go with being in a relationship, an intense one. But then it's like, you know, that's why it's a powerful statement, I feel. If you say only fools fall in love and I fell for you, you know, it's like, obviously we've drawn from personal experiences. I've loved someone before. I know David has as well. But like, at the end of the day, you gotta come back to the songwriting and be like, okay, let's make a great song here. You know, so.
And do you think ever, like, say you go through a breakup, and do you notice that in your music? Are you, when you're writing, is there a tone like, damn, like this shit's depressing? Or maybe even a happy moment?
I think a lot of the time we're trying to find a little piece of silver lining,
right?
You know, just something that,
because your songs are very upbeat, pop.
Yeah, we don't want to go
happy to listen to.
We don't want to go, we're brokenhearted, deal with it. You know, it's more like, how can we help other people? How can we help from our life experiences and what we've done? How can we help other people deal with those same situations? And you know, everyone's will be slightly different, but with us, we're always trying to find that little bit of hope, that little bit of something that you know, if you are down, you are upset, you are thinking about things in a certain way, that maybe we can change that a little bit.
How do you guys stay positive? Because I'm always trying to find the silver line. I'm trying to always be positive, keep my and I think a lot of people in the creative industry that I've realized are always looking for that positive.
Yep.
And I think as a creator, as a creative person, as a musician, whatever it may be, you kind of always have to keep that mindset, and it's tough.
Yeah,
it's really hard, because like at the end of the day, your job is to create, and it's supposed to be positive and happy, but at the same time, you're a human. You know, you deal with the same struggles as anybody else.
Well, I think art should just be real and be a reflection and inspired by real life. I think the positive outlook thing is that's more like a way to live your life. You know, like you can't be thinking negatively. It'll affect you really badly if you have a negative mindset. The people that win, they always have this positive winner's mindset. You know, so I think we're both really aware of this, and being aware is enough to then make a decision that, like, I'm gonna look at the silver lining, not, you know, stuff that you can't have any control over.
Right.
everyone has their moments too. You know, it's like with Joe and I don't know if either of us would have made it here by ourselves. You know, this is a tough place to be in LA, in Hollywood, and like when people tell you you're not good enough, it hurts, you know. But we've had so much of that over the last like 3-4 years, whatever. We've always had each other to sort of say, fuck them, or it doesn't matter, like, you know, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, because at some point we'll find that one person, that Adam Alpert, that whoever, that does believe in it, that does want to help push our vision, you know. So the point is not to give up on those. If you believe in something and you can see something right to the end, then you should, and not let anyone else kind of like put you down because maybe it's not quite good enough, maybe it's not quite the right catchphrase, or doesn't resonate with a brand or something.
Everybody has an opinion, you know.
But how do you guys stay like together and working together, where, you know, you have a lot of bands that One Direction, you have NSYNC,
they're not real bands.
They're put together, right?
They're put together.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Name us a real band.
We were friends from the jump.
Beatles.
Okay, yeah. What about?
They did break up when they started disagreeing on stuff, right? But like
they did a lot of music.
Right.
You know,
Queen. I'm really excited to see that new Queen movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fire.
Was he an inspiration for you? Because are they from London?
I mean, I don't know if he was inspiration, but I would listen to a lot of the music. You know, that guy can sing. Yeah, Queen. He's very English.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, super English.
Legend.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got a nuts voice. What's the songwriting? We'll wrap up soon, but what's the songwriting process like? Because when we wrote my song, it was back to front. Like you guys, and that was very interesting for me. The first time, guys, writing a song, it was weird because like we started at the chorus, then we went to the, what's that part that goes up to the chorus?
We spent a long time talking about issues in your life, or
right.
things like understanding, trying to find a point that, you know, Mark resonated with, and then we started with the chorus.
Yeah, because you guys came to me with a lot of ideas, like, hey, we really like this line, camera shy, just because, you know, everything that I do is with the camera, and you guys saw my authenticity, and I like the songwriting process with you guys, because you guys, we would spitball ideas, and you guys would say something, I would say, oh, I don't like that. I would say something, you don't like that, but we would agree on stuff that was like true to me, but at the same time we wrote it together. And the funny thing is, guys, when we first did the song, Joe, you guys sent me, it was like the song when I got it was na 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 na. Is that what you guys do on every song typically, or do you usually have like words in your head? Like,
it goes both ways.
Yeah. Sometimes
words come to you without the melody, you know, but you're like, these are great words, you know, they're real. And sometimes I feel like when you hear the music, if like you hear some chords or whatever, the melody comes to you immediately.
So
the
crazy.
other day, yesterday, I was at this house. We had this barbecue. In fact, you were supposed to be there.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Didn't show up. But and someone's alarm went off on the phone, like ding 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 ding, and then immediately these fucking dope melodies came to me. Yeah, man, recorded it on the voice notes, and I feel like a set of chords or whatever, they just inspire melodies immediately.
So, yeah, it was just spontaneous too, and you guys going to a party, and that's really, honestly, just living life is the way to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
Just experience.
Live your life and talk about it.
Because you never know what's going to happen when you're being spontaneous.
Yeah.
You guys have anything else to add? Any messages for those maybe coming over and trying to pursue music from Europe, trying to pursue music, say they're in college?
Finish the songs, like finish the notes, finish the lyrics, finish the melodies, because a lot of people, they stop and they go out for a drink, or they stop and they go out and party. Like, trust me, the parties will get better with the more songs you make that, you know, are finished and complete. I think that's musicians' one, like, you know, biggest failure is not finishing music, you know.
Right, leaving a lot of songs unfinished.
Yeah. Finish it.
Speak true to your heart.
Yeah.
Anything else from you, Joe?
Honestly, like just be real with yourself. If the music isn't there, don't let your friends convince you that, oh, you're so dope.
Yeah.
No, like take it on the chin and keep going. I meet a lot of delusional people that like think they know they're not good, but they don't want to come to terms with it, and they let their friends talk them into believing that it's like a lot better than it is.
Right.
And then you only get one chance at like a first impression, you know, so you got to be real with yourself first before you play your music to anyone else, because first impressions can go a long way. So
Awesome, guys. Well, Life of Dillon, there you guys have it. You guys check out their new EP, MIA, Missing in Action, on Spotify, iTunes. Thank you for watching this episode of Livin Large. Oh, damn. I wish we did it the way we started it. But I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Take it easy.